it's Farron here from Ground Force Military Studios, and today we're going to be painting the cloak from this conversion I done last week, and I'm going to show you how I paint it with the airbrush. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I'll start with a base coat of scorched brown. I'm just mainly working this into the creases. Just onto the dark areas. And we've got a small piece on here. Using scorched brown or charred brown, whichever one you're happy of using, I find that it helps with the red, and that way you get a nice blend. Okay. There you have it, that's it for that stage. Okay, going to move on to the red now. So what colour I'm going to be using is the old Citadel Mechrite Red, and I'm just going to load the brush up, back in 5. Okay, so we're going to put on the red now. It may look a bit watery, but I want to build up the layers on this edge part here because I want it to be quite light. So I'll just wait for that to dry. All this part of the actual red leather will all be masked off for when I actually spray everything else. So just put even coats on there, and then you get this nice blend between the actual pre-shading with the scorched brown. And just spray down in one direction, keeping all the coats even. And if in case you're wondering, the size nozzle I'm using on the airbrush, it's a 0.20. Okay, the next stage is just going to be the highlights, and we're going to use Evil Sunz Scarlet for this. So mainly this is all going to be done on this edge here. that's pretty much it. I'm going to probably hit this with some mud colour at the bottom where it's just got dirty through battle, and that way it just adds a little bit more extra realism. So on here, I didn't actually hit this bit with the Mecrite red, so I'm just using really light bursts just so that it doesn't look too bright. Okay, that's it for that part of the tutorial, and I'll see you in the next section. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye! Hello, we're back again with another installment on this cloak. Sorry about the intermission earlier. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I've actually come up with a plan now. So what we're going to do now is basically just put a final highlight on here in this orange colour. It's very, very subtle. It's just to give a little bit of shine to the edges and nothing more. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So we're just going to be starting along this edge towards the bottom and around here, and that's it. And you're just hitting it extremely lightly, hardly any pressure at all. One pulling back on the airbrush. It's just to add that little bit of extra redness to the bottom. And what we're going to do also with the airbrush, we're going to get some brown paint just going around the edges as well. You may think, oh, it's a bit pointless putting this orange highlight on if you're going to cover it up with brown. Yeah, but at least you know the colour's there. That's the main thing. Oh yeah, we'll just have a bit near the top here. And that's it. That's all we're doing. Okay, so there we go. Why not? Just put some on here as well. Yeah, that's a lovely flavour. It's nice. So the next colour we're using for the mud is this colour here from the Panzeratius range, actually called Light Mud. Okay, so in the next section what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sealing all of this now with some matte varnish. I'm not going to put any washes on or anything like that. This is purely to actually help me mask all this leather area off that I've painted, because I'm going to be spraying all the fur on the back of the cape. Okay, and it's the same with this section on here. I'm not too worried about this at the moment, because I'm going to mask all of this part of this wolf pelt off anyway, and I'm going to actually paint the actual torso of the Terminator in time. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm just going to get my just basically some old Hannon's flat my varnish. Okay, I should get this mixed up and be right back. Okay, for this next stage, I'm going to be masking off the cape. I'm going to be using this Winsor & Newton art masking fluid. Basically, it's latex fluid. And what we've done previously, as you know, I've actually base coated this in a scorched brown. Just gone over, and then once that's dried over, I've gone over with Mecrite red. And basically, the brown is giving us this depth of darker colour. Also, I think we went over with it with the Evil Sun's red all over, and on the edges we used a bit of orange paint as well, just to give that little bit of extra brightness to the edge. And then finally went over it with a splatter effect of mud around the base of the cape. Okay, and then after that, while I was off camera, I just gave it a blast of matte varnish. Okay, so I am going to be masking this off now. Don't use your best brushes, because this stuff will ruin your brushes, so just find an old one like this old GW brush, and we'll get cracking. I'll just show you how you use it. And basically just on your brush, and off you go. That's what you're doing. And it takes about 10 minutes to dry. Just plaster it on. There's probably enough there to do the entire cloak. But I want to be cautious. I don't want to have any brown overspray on any of the cloak. So I will be just completely covering this. And when it dries clear. That's pretty much it. Right, I'll get back to you when this is done. Okay, the mask is on, just waiting for it to dry now, and that's going to take, like I said, about 10 minutes. It dries clear, and I'll see you in the next bit. Okay, the mask is almost dried now, so I don't think this can stop us, so I think we're going to carry on painting this now. So for base colour, I'm using the old Citadel foundation paint, Caltham Brown and Kemri Brown. Okay, here we go. So I just liberally spray this all over. As you can see, the old Caltham Brown is not as rich and dark as its replacement Mornfang Brown. So I really favour this colour a hell of a lot, especially for doing pelts and large areas of hair like this. Because as we've got the masks on here, you don't have to worry about obliterating any of the detail because of the work you've done, because you've masked it all off previously, so you can just basically slosh it all on, and you really have to work the paint in between all these little bits of plastic. Whoops! You have to work this all into the little bits of plastic because the nature of the design. You know, the more you look, the more grey areas you see, and you want to cover all of these grey areas and really not rely on a wash to actually to hide it for you. So that's all we're doing, is basically getting all of this covered in Caltham Brown. Okay, that's it. Apart from this bit, almost forgot. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're just going to let that stand and dry now. Okay, on with the Kemri Brown now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just hold it at this angle, and I'm just going to spray down into this section here. Basically what I'm doing here, I'm highlighting the tops of these quills, matted fur, and then afterwards I've got the painstaking part of doing it all by hand for the tips. So you can't really see it all that well on here, but that's the general idea. What we're doing is, it's just this, here we go, wolf tail there. Just highlighted these areas on the wolf's arm, tail, part of the pelt, put it on one side, bring over the other part of the wolf pelt. This colour here of this wolf is more of a summer wolf. I mean, you can do winter wolf, which is more your greys and whites and blacks. But that's pretty much it. Okay, we'll probably run some black through this as well at some point. Hello, next part is going to be just a little bit of dark shading with black. I'm just going to be working this around, just around the bottom here and towards the middle, and that's it. Looks a mess, but at the moment I've got to put more highlights on all the fur. I've got to touch up all these individual little quills by hand, and it should be looking good after that, he says. There we go. And then on this part, black stripe going down the back of the wolf, and we'll probably have a little black tips on the ears and on the side of the muzzle. Like so. And other ear done. Okay. So just a little recap on what we've done. We painted the cloak, as you can see there. I'm going to be touching this all up with a mixture of Keltham brown and Ushbati bone. I'm going to do a mix of that and just bring it up gradually in lighter tones. And when that's done, that should look okay. And then I'll peel this off now just to show you. How effective the liquid mask can be. See there, all your work that you've done is all untouched by the other paint. And this will be the real. There, look, there you go. Absolutely swear by the stuff, and if you haven't got any, get some. It's not expensive. That bottle there costs about £4, and it'll last you a lifetime. So brilliant stuff, that's looking good. And of course, like I say, I've done Keltham brown all over, then over again with Kemri brown, and then very light on the black, hardly pulling black back on the trigger. So that way you get a lighter shade of black, if that exists, but I think you get the gist of what I've done. So less pressure, the less paint gets pushed up the airbrush. And there you have it, it's looking good so far. So what I'll do next on this part is all this area here is going to be masked off, all over the top, ready for painting the Terminator, and that's going to be done in the next part of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe, comment and like. Thanks very much, bye guys, bye.